Well, good evening, everybody.
Howdy,
Welcome
howdy.
once again to Southern Gospel Forward. And just like last time, we blinked our eyes. We didn't have Mr. Swain with us. We opened them, and here he was. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hey, friends out there, can you believe this is the 24th episode of Southern Gospel Forward? And we are all here in the house and pleased to be with you, aren't we, gang?
We are.
Yes, sirree.
Absolutely.
Good deal. We're going to do things a little different tonight. We have got a great, fantastic show lined up for you. We've been so excited about this night that's coming, but I think we'd be remiss if we didn't take just a moment before we get started. We are gathered together as a family tonight, Southern Gospel Forward family. I say, y'all know when I put it in our private group, I always address you guys as family, and that's the way that I feel. And Southern Gospel is a family as a whole of all ages. And the family took a licking a few days ago. And I know we come in with heavy hearts as we continue to mourn the loss of some wonderful people who touched our lives and who we love dearly. Jason, Kelly, Nealon Clark, Nathan, and Amber Kistler, Melody Hodges, their assistant, and Larry and Melissa Haney, and the loss of them in the tragic plane crash. We mourn together. It hurts. We're going to miss them greatly, but tonight we celebrate them, the lives that they led in front of us, the way they blessed our hearts, the way they shared the Lord with so many people, and it hurts for us, but y'all, they're celebrating in the presence of the Savior. Was at the Mark Trammell Quartet homecoming, and as Jay led us Saturday night, Jay Perrick was the MC, and as he led us, and we talked about this, he said, if we believe what we say we believe, then to be absent from the body in this earthly fashion is to be in the presence of the Lord. And I truly believe that for these wonderful people. They were precious to me, friends. I was looking back through some texts, some of the last conversations, and we mourn their loss, and we definitely send out our love to Autumn and Jamie, and all the family, the Clark family, the Hodges family, the Haney family, all these affected. We send out our love to them. Y'all, please, let's pray together for these families, and just pray for the Lord to touch them, to comfort them, to give them the peace that passes all understanding that He promises to us as believers. I do want to bring this to the attention of the Southern Gospel Forward family. Todd Nealon, Kelly's brother and Autumn and Amber's uncle, has put together a way that we can help Autumn and Jamie as they navigate through this time. Not only are they having to deal with the pertinent things, services, et cetera, that they have to deal with, but she's got to work through the business aspects, the farm, the wedding venue, and the music and everything, and a lot going on. And Todd has given us a way that we could help her and take the burden off of her. And I was watching Lauren Talley today, and she was talking about, we're seeing a lot of things online about would you prayerfully consider giving? And y'all, there's just some things, as Lauren said, you just don't have to pray about. The Lord tells us that we are to give, and talks specifically about taking care of widows and orphans and such as that. Y'all, let's blanket all of my Southern Gospel Forward family, all those who are watching. Would you go to the website that's there on the screen? Maybe one of us can put it in the comments also where it's clickable. If y'all don't mind helping me with that, maybe somebody can do that. But give.cornerstone.cc, Project Love Thy Neighbor. And Todd will make sure that helps. Autumn, if you want to send a check, you're seeing the address scroll across the screen. Autumn Streetman, 5566 Clipper Bay Drive, Powder Springs, Georgia, 30127. And tonight, as we pause, I'd like to lead us in a word of prayer and pray over these families at this time. So if y'all will bow with me. Lord, we come into your presence tonight with heavy hearts, burdened hearts, for the loss of people that we love dearly. God, we thank you so much for the lives of these. God, we thank you for these, the way they ministered to us, the way they shared the gospel, the joy that they had in their lives, the love that they showed all of us. God, we're just thankful for the time that you give us, God. But, your word tells us that this time is not guaranteed and life is a vapor, God. May this help us realize just how precious life is. God, I pray that if anybody even out there in the sound of my voice now, does not know Jesus as Savior. Maybe this moment, this opportunity will draw them near to the saving grace, knowledge of Jesus Christ, God. Pray for the families that are left to deal with the loss in the morning. God, I pray for Autumn and Jamie and the Clark family and the Hodges family, the Haney family, that you would just give them a precious touch from above. Let them feel you near to them, God. And I pray that you would help us, help them take care of any needs that are there, God. And in this, God, we give you the praise and the honor and the glory for your sovereignty. I believe that your word tells us that you are sovereign in all things. And things like this that does not make sense to us and that hurts our hearts, God, it's part of your plan. And you have a purpose for this. And I pray that you would use it for your glory. And God, we give you the praise and the honor and glory for having the experience and knowing these precious people. And again, we just ask that you wrap your arms around those who are left behind, God, during these next several days and the times to come. Pray these things through the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for allowing us to do that tonight. And just continue to pray for the family, please, y'all. Please lift them up and help any way you can. All right. We will go ahead and enter into our show. We got some precious people with us, some of my favorite people in the world joining us tonight. We didn't really press for sponsors for this episode. We normally hit that through the weekend and through the environment in the Southern Gospel that we had. We just kind of felt like we needed to kind of back off of that, and we did. But we did have some reach out to us and still want to sponsor. I want to talk about them right quick. All of them were really individual sponsors, but one in particular, you see that he said just support the Hayes family is what he said. He just wanted to support the Hayes family. But John Epley was one of our individual givers, so I said I want to give some love to them. Greater Vision. One way you can always keep up with them is bands in town. All of the artists, including tonight's guest, if you'll get the bands in town app and put them in, you can even keep up with Aaron Swain and the Promised Land Quartet if you'd like to, if you'll put that in. But we thank John Epley for supporting our young folks, and we had some other sponsors as well. Daniel Garrett, Kyle Goodson, Daniel Hayes, Coach Mal Mallory, and Andrew Potts. Thank you all so much for sponsoring us. And I'm going to go ahead and let the cat out of the bag that all those sponsorships will be sent to the Streetman family. We talked about that. We're going to do that, and along with our own personal donations. So thank y'all for sponsoring us. All right, gang, are y'all ready to kick this off?
Yes, sir.
Are you sure?
Woo.
Oh,
I don't see any. There we go. Now we got it. Yeah, I tell you what, I've been looking for. We had this wonderful family on for episode 7. It was kind of like a circus in town, just a little bit. We had connection problems. We got kicked off problems. We had a short period of time because they were at Praise Fest and we needed to make sure they got in. We're going to be a little more laid back. We've already prayed over this technology and we're believing it's going to be a great night. Would y'all please put your hands together wherever you're sitting and welcome Kennedy, Connor, and Bailey from the Mylon Hayes family.
Woo.
How's everybody doing?
We're
Doing
good.
good.
Hello.
Yeah, this feels so much
And
better, y'all.
hilarious if they had come to us from inside a car again, just for fun.
Well, I saw a video this afternoon and they were in a car and I'm like, it kind of gave me flat. I had trauma. I had PTSD. I was like, oh my gosh.
That's it. That's it. Last time we were in a rental Nissan Versa. Tight. I mean, we were trying to speed somewhere to find signal, and man, that thing would not go very fast. It was new.
It was great. Well, thank y'all for looking over that first time and being back with us to share a little more personal time with you, a little more laid back. This is going to be a little more comfy for y'all, I think. And definitely thank you for giving us the time way back then because y'all were busy. Y'all had product table duties and y'all gave us some time. So we appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We're happy to be back.
Yes.
And this is going to be a little twisted up because some of our regular questions got asked the first go around. We're going to try to avoid some of those. But I remember last time we didn't do our normal opening with you guys. I think we just opened up and started pestering y'all with questions right off the bat. So what we normally do, and we have already got a good little audience, it seems like it's building on here. By the way, for our watchers, please click that share button on Facebook. If you'll click that share button, you'll share with your friends and your family and your enemies and everybody else that's on your page. Those folks that's friends that you really don't know, share it. Okay. Hit that share button and help us get out there. But, what we normally do is kind of like act like there may be some viewers that don't really know you guys and just give you a little brief introduction of yourselves, who you are, about anything you'd like to say at this point, and then we'll jump in. How about that?
Sure.
Sounds good.
Well, I'm the baby sister of the crew. I'm Kennedy. I'm 21 years old, and I keep these two straight, or try to. But yes, so I'm Kennedy.
I'm Bailey, and everything he's going to say, just multiply it times 2 because that's me.
Yes, I'm Connor. Me and Bailey are twins, believe it or not. I know
What?
we're alike,
Crazy.
but we're twins. And we're both 25 years old, and
are?
yeah, shocker, I know, quarter century. But
We've
yeah,
been
we're just
twins for 25 years.
Yeah,
Wow.
Dad always introduced us.
No,
Says they've been
so
twins
bad.
now for about 25 years. So yeah, but man, we're so excited to be back. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We thank y'all for giving the time, and thank your folks for sharing you with us. And y'all notice y'all were doing sharing it on your page and everything, and we appreciate that greatly. That helps us out a lot. So let's do this. I know my young friends and Aaron. I guess Aaron's my young friend too. He's my younger friend. He's younger than me, which doesn't take much, but
I'll take the young stuff as long as I can get it. So yeah.
I was just using all of y'all's nicknames here. I don't think you had those the last time, and those are pretty legit.
Well, you got to have a little fun. And one thing that we may get into is the reason I have mine on there, because I am like the all-time Christmas fan. And we actually will start fall decorations in about a week. Just so in about the end of October, 1st of November, we go full-fledged Christmas decorations.
That's dedication right
I knew
there.
we liked.
Absolutely. So let's do this. I'd love to go ladies first. So Avery, if you'll be loading up one, but let's go Avery and Riley and Evan and Aaron. Let's go in that order. If we can.
Aaron always has to go. Let Aaron go before me. He's went last the last like 4 episodes.
Okay, you've talked me into it. So Avery, Riley, Aaron, Evan, take off.
Okay. So I was listening to the podcast from last time this morning on my drive into work, and I realized I never got around to asking you guys if you could travel with any retired group that is no longer on the road, who would it be and why?
First one off the bat in my mind was the Cathedrals. And we kind of get to tour with them, I guess, in a way. Part of the days, but I mean, I think all of us would say that if we could go back in time and hear one Southern gospel group that we never got the chance to hear, it would be the Cathedrals.
Yep.
They have influenced us probably more than any other group has.
Mhm.
So
Past group at least.
yeah, past group. So
Yeah.
definitely the Cathedrals for me.
For me, of course, Cathedrals, but she stole my thunder. But man, the Goss brothers, Larry Goss, obviously. I never got to meet Larry, and that was
awesome.
I wish I could have. But the Goss brothers, they were way ahead of their time with their music, and they were so good. And so I really wish we could have been with them at some point.
I think the Happy Goodman family would have been fun.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been awesome. We listened to their music, and honestly, and the Spear family. I would have loved
Spear
to
family.
have gotten to them, and that would have been cool to travel
We did
there.
get the chance to meet some of them.
We did meet some of the Spear family, and some people are like, "Man, you guys remind us of the Spear family because of the convention style music that you do." So that would be fun to go back to that. It'd be
We
fun.
probably would have a lot in common.
Yeah, we would.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all obviously grew up singing and traveling with your family. So when did y'all personally know that y'all wanted to travel and sing full time?
Well, I can kind of remember. I never really remember a specific time that I look back and I'm like, that's when I decided that I wanted to do this. Just obviously, like you said, we did it all our lives with Dad's family singing. But I do remember every year that they would sing at the quartet convention, I remember especially Louisville. They had the big name in lights on all around the arena. And I always thought, man, how cool would that be to stand up there and your name is up there in the lights. The very last year of Louisville, we actually got to sing one song on the main stage, and I did get to see our name in the lights in Louisville. Dream come true. So yeah, I don't remember how old I was, but I just remember back in that era. That's when I really, really fell in love with it.
I have to say, the quartet convention is where I think all of us probably gained a lot of love for Southern gospel. Not that we didn't love it before. We would sit on the front row while the Hayes family would sing our guts out.
I don't think we knew that other style of music existed.
No other music existed. And so, but I remember like at Louisville, especially, that's where we grew up, was Louisville. And at the quartet convention there. And so we would sit at the very top of the second deck, and I would sit there from the first note, and I would not leave that seat until the last note was sung. I would sit there and just burn it all night long. So fun.
Yeah. Okay, so kind of a funny story about Louisville. Sorry, this is not on your topic of question, but we all just loved sitting there. We could sit there for literally hours. And do you remember when y'all lost me at Louisville?
Yes.
And y'all didn't know where I was. And it's not like I was off like running around with friends. I was literally just sitting at the top listening to music all night long. And my friends just ran around looking for me. So yeah, I got lost at NQC when I was like 5.
That's probably going to happen to me at 20. Because honestly, I get lost in my own house sometimes. So like that's probably going to happen to me. My question is a little bit more on the studio side of life. You guys have kind of I wouldn't say a weirder construct of vocal, but not one that we see a lot. So what is kind of the way that y'all arrange songs in the studio, or more so, who does that?
I was going to say, how it gets arranged is the name Trey Ivy.
Yes.
I've heard his name a lot when I ask this question. So.
Yeah, so he's been producing our albums, the last 2, including the Christmas one that's coming out. And then he co-produced Home before that. And so Trey has been awesome. We love working with him. We've known him for a long time, but getting to work with him, he loves convention style music too. He's so well versed in all different styles, but I think his love for that also helps, with creativity of, like you said, 3 guys and 2 ladies. It's a little bit of an odd vocal stack. And so it's kind of cool to see how he kind of twists and turns and figures out how to do it. But Trey is
a genius.
Trey just hands us the paper and we sing what he wrote.
Trey's the guy. But,
was he not the one who also produced Christmas in London?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Trey tells us what to do and we say yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, Trey wrote every note of orchestration for Christmas in London. It's amazing.
It is. It's probably at least top 3 Christmas albums for me is Christmas in London. And but one thing, like for the convention style music, instead of like a lady singing the soprano part, we'll stack it with, like, for instance, Dad will sing the soprano part if it's the lead, octave lower. Most of the time, it's usually in the key that it's written in. Like if it's in a hymnal, we can do it in the key it's written in. If Dad sings the soprano part an octave lower, Kennedy will sing the alto, and I'll sing the tenor. Mom will stack the alto, and Connor will sing the bass.
And that's kind of what gives us our sound for convention.
Very cool.
The Hayes family, they would stack it where one sister sang the soprano real high, one sang alto, just like it's written, real spread. But we tighten it up just a little bit, drop that melody down, and let Dad sing it. So it gives us a little unique sound.
It's good stuff.
I want to apologize. I skipped Aaron. And so, Aaron, please take it. I won't let it happen again.
Take it away, Aaron.
Rude.
This is why my little nickname thing down there says spare tire, because I'm left in the trunk and forgotten about it until I'm needed.
That's it.
It's okay.
Bless his heart.
In fair conscience, I had like 1,000 people just text me. They were like, "You just skipped Aaron," so it wasn't just you.
That's hilarious. So y'all have already touched on the fact that you have a rich heritage with your family singing the music with the Hayes family for years, and still some of that stuff still gets regular rotation in my library. So my question would be, outside of family, who would you name as your biggest musical influences?
Oh man.
That's
Well,
a loaded question.
Yeah, I always say the same person, but Lauren Talley growing up, I wanted to be
Yes.
Lauren Talley. But definitely had many influences. I don't think I've ever mentioned these in an interview before, but the Sisters. I grew up listening to the Sisters, and specifically, I can't think of the name of the album right now, but it has that song "Sing."
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember the name of the album right now, but I remember I had that CD and I would listen to that CD in my room all the time.
All the time.
So the Sisters are a big influence for me. And then the last one I'll say is the Collingsworth family for sure. I remember that the Collingsworth family are that's the first CD I remember buying with my personal money. Like that was a big deal for me. I really wanted their CD. So I went and bought it at Singing in the Sun one year. So yeah, those girls have always been like role models for me, and not just with singing, but just personal. So yeah, those are some of mine.
Yeah. Some of my role models and who have helped me try to shape the music that I want to create is, of course, I can't go without mentioning Gerald. Just always listening to him singing with the Cathedrals, whether it was singing or playing. And then now, whenever we get to go on the hymn sing tours, occasionally, if there's like a sound check, I'll sit down and check the piano. Well, if I play something, Gerald will come over and he'll critique it in a good way, and he'll give me pointers on like how to do it. I start sweating immediately, but but then he'll start giving pointers, and man, he's always so gracious to do that. And so he's been a huge influence on me personally and also musically. And then Mark Trammell, so many others. I mean, if I start naming, I'm going to forget people, so don't be offended if I didn't mention you.
But probably for me, I mean, of course, a lot of the same as Bailey would say, but one specific piano player that really shaped our love for like the style music that we love, Stan Whitmire. I mean, nobody does convention music like Stan. So as far as convention music goes, Stan, fantastic. Tracy Phillips, she used to play.
Tracy is fantastic. I've seen her play live. She comes to a hymn sing close to where Evan and I are from, and I wish she would play the whole thing. It's just
she
was our piano teacher.
She taught us piano
for
years at the very end of taking lessons. But she's fantastic, and so she was a big influence on us. Piano, but of course, vocally, I mean, if I started naming people, I would leave too many out. So
we'll just leave it there.
That's good. I always hate doing the favorite stuff myself because same thing, you leave somebody out.
You'll get a text from somebody that's like, "Hey, you forgot so and so."
My favorite one, and on that was probably when one of our panelists, Casey Wolf, about putting together a concert, and she didn't mention the Kramers, and I think Ben was like, "Thanks, sis," or something like that. So that was great. Speaking about comments, boy, we have a ton in here, and I think, and y'all did not get to experience this the last time. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to pause. We got a lot of folks that's wanting to say hello to you. We got some questions mixed in. So let's take off.
There's a name on there. So
So Brianna, she is one of our faithful Forward family members. Thanks for watching us. Matthew Mays is on and says, "Hey." Daniel Garrett, one of our individual sponsors for the night. Thanks, bud. Appreciate you. And Hannah Bradford, she's one of our Forward family members. Good to see you. Susan Baxter says hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Miss Johnny Parrish is always faithful to watch. Thank you, Miss Johnny. Zach Stanley. Hey, how you doing, bud? Good to see you. Got a lot of hey y'alls to start off. Megan Edgeworth is a longtime watcher, and she says good evening to everyone.
Oh, hello.
And just Lindsay. Lindsay,
Saw
yeah.
her at the Kingsman concert on Saturday night.
Yeah. She
I
travels
met her
around
at
in this
singing
area.
at Smokies.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
neat.
Appreciate you, Lindsay. And Miss Casey Wolf is in the house.
I wonder who that is.
The Gospel Messenger. Thank you so much for watching us, and I always feel like home. I hope that folks do feel like we're just in your living room, hanging out, watching TV and chatting. That's what we want to do. Colts, scale trains. This is a new one. Where'd that come from?
Hello.
Good to see you. Thanks
Model
for
Train
watching.
Company,
I
please
love
send
it.
sponsorship. I love model trains. That's nerdy, but I love model trains.
All righty, so we've hit Evan's button. Oh, calm down, Bubba. Tiffany Roby says hello, everyone. Good to see you.
Hello.
Hey, Mom, how you doing, Miss Wendy Hayes? Thanks for watching.
Hi, Mom.
And I don't talk much about favorites, but Miss Wendy is my favorite alto range for when she sings.
I'm
Mine
biased,
too.
but I'm with you.
The world stops. Robert Bradford is trying YouTube. Good.
Whoa.
Try
He
new
is
things,
You're
Papa
in
Bradford.
there, don't call me Dad.
All righty. From Ohio. And thank you for praying for the Southern Gospel community there. We appreciate you. Brian Park, blessings to all. Good to see you, Brian. Appreciate our regulars. Miss Harrison from Winter Haven, Florida. She's always with us. Benjamin McSwain. Hey, Benji. Thank you for watching, and appreciate all you do for SGMA. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Mama Baines. Jason, your mama's watching. You better behave. Producer Jason's mama's watching. So,
Better behave.
yeah. Nick Wilkie. House.
Man.
We love you too. Coach Mal Mallory, he is in, and thank you so much for sponsoring us tonight, Coach. Miss Eunice, thank you so much for joining us from Michigan. And always, hey, Katie.
Katie. Love her.
Yes, we all love Katie. Thanks for joining. Ken Cook, a mentor of mine, a thing in scope, is watching us. Thank you, Brother Ken. Scotty-O. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, not meddling.
I just saw him.
We just saw
Yep,
him at
yep,
Lawrenceburg.
we did.
Yep. Cheryl Crock from Southern Indiana. We're going to have to get a pin board for the States. Phoenix, Arizona. Brett Olson is watching.
Wow.
Hey, Hayes family from Katie.
Hello.
And I bet she said it in full volume. Nathan Curtis is watching from McEwen, Tennessee.
Be there Friday night.
Yes.
Friday night.
Woo-woo.
Caitlin, and good to see you. And thank you for joining us. Love that family.
Macy.
Hey, Stacy.
I forget. Is she our current favorite Aaron child?
Yes, you have become.
Just go with yes. Yes. There you go. Hey, Brady. Good to see you.
Hello, Brady. Don't let the comment fool you. He's been texting me this whole episode trying to get me to laugh. It's not going to happen.
Pat's got a question. Those two guys on the ends twins. We're still trying to determine.
Yeah,
They're cousins.
under investigation.
And Jason's got Mama watching and Miss Baines watching. So thank you, Rachel, for joining us.
Oh boy,
Rachel is the maker of cinnamon rolls that our Southern Gospel family loves. So good.
They're great.
Yes, they are.
Jack Scott joining us from Birmingham, Alabama. Good evening, sir. And who's your favorite, Jared?
For first place.
Hey, Allie. Good to see you. Brad Shackford. Hello, kids and Papa. Thank you very much for saying howdy. Casey, who's your favorite wolf?
Oop.
We can't answer that because your whole family's watching right
Yes,
now.
they
I've seen
are.
all their names.
Be the fifth.
Family.
But you know you're my favorite.
Hi.
Charity Lynn Kennedy.
Hello.
Thanks for watching. Ashton watching. Riley's sister's watching.
We're related sometimes.
Sometimes. Pat Barker says, what songs are you working on for Christmas tour? Well, and please let Wendy Hayes sing. Oh, sing some Karen Carpenter from the Christmas album. Goodness
Can I pay
gracious.
money to hear her sing like any Karen Carpenter song?
Well, we can't give the full list
Yeah.
quite yet, but we can guarantee
Confirm.
that there will be some Wendy
Karen
Hayes
Carpenter.
singing Karen Carpenter.
So Wendy Carpenter.
Yes. Yes.
When's the album
Awesome.
coming out? I want it now.
Oh,
It's coming.
I love her
Oh,
so
ain't it all?
much. If you're
Yes.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us. Nick, Kennedy, Connor, Bailey, what is y'all's favorite era of gospel music? And I think he's talking like go 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, whatever.
I would have to say like wasn't it the 80s? Was it late 80s that Gerald was with Cathedral?
Yeah. It was mid to late 80s, yes.
Like that era.
Yeah.
General era.
And then the 90s, like, you know, there's a lot of great stuff in the 90s.
Oh, we were like massive Crab Family fans.
Oh my
so,
gosh.
they really took off right at the time.
Love them.
I would say the 90s, the early 2000s is just like my childhood. So that era of gospel music, Gold City, like that era of Gold City.
Adam Borden playing bass for Gold City era.
Gosh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Y'all are speaking my language. That's my favorite era.
Yes,
That's awesome.
that's my favorite. And now, I mean, now it's pretty great too.
It is.
Yes. 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and now like current.
Yes.
Who's more
So
excited?
who's more excited for the Christmas tour?
John
Scott
Everly.
is the most excited person.
I think Scott is really excited. I mean, I'm pumped.
Lord.
I think John Epley might be.
John,
Yeah. I like his shirt. I need one just like
Yeah, he's the only one that's got a shirt for it. So
He literally went to a mall and got that
When-
made.
that
the
morning.
day of the announcement. Yeah.
When y'all were announcing the dates and the venues, I was sitting there calculating every time. Now that's how far from my house. That's how far from my house. That's how far from my house. So I think Knoxville it is. Anyway.
It is.
Yep.
It'll be
All
great.
right.
I'll be there too. Woo.
All right. Rachel asked her favorite question, favorite scripture verse or favorite hymn, and why?
I'm gonna be real simple. I would usually say my favorite verse is Romans 1:16, and it obviously is. But I think that part of our last 2 years in our concert has really focused on Jesus loving you. And so I'm going to go with John 3:16 tonight because it's just a simple truth. It's something that we all need to hear. But, it's his love that changes us and doesn't want to leave us the way that we have been and the way that we are. And so
Amen.
I believe that's my favorite one for tonight. And my favorite hymn, that's a loaded question. Let's see. Have you ever heard the song I Will Praise Him?
Yes.
Isaacs did a cappella arrangement.
Yes.
Love that song. It's in our church in our home church hymnal. So
Fantastic.
Probably my favorite verse is Psalm 19:14. Just a great truth to live by. Let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, O Lord, my strength and my redeemer. So what a great truth to live by every single day. And favorite hymn, goodness, there's way too many to choose from.
Okay, I'll use mine while you think.
Do it. Go
My
for it.
favorite hymn is probably His Eyes on the Sparrow. And that has just changed within the last few years. I mean, I've always liked that song, but Gerald talks about that song on the hymn sing tours. We don't do it as often anymore, but he used to talk about it, and just lyrically how that song is matched with the melody of the song is just truly, truly incredible. I mean, if you haven't just like read those lyrics before and sung the tune in your mind as you're reading the lyrics, it's really amazing.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite hymn.
Favorite hymn, it's got to be At Calvary. And of course, the Collins family have the best arrangement of that song ever.
I just need to
No one
patent
will
it.
ever top it. That's the greatest arrangement. And man, that's just so good.
Yeah.
So good.
And then favorite verse, real quickly. It's changed also within the last year. I'm currently doing a Bible plan called the Bible Recap, which reads all the way through the Bible in a year. And so when I was in the book of Joshua, came across this verse. It's Joshua 23:14. I'll just read it really fast. It says, "And now I'm about to go the way of all the earth, and you know in your hearts and souls, all of you, that not one word has failed of all the good things that the Lord your God promised concerning you. All have come to pass for you. Not one of them has failed." And that immediately makes me think of that Collingsworth family song, "Not One Word." And it's probably from that verse, but yeah, that's a promise to cling to, especially right now for the gospel music community, that he has promised that he's going to be faithful and he's not going to fail us no matter our circumstances. So,
amen. Amen. Brady Jones, favorite cathedral song?
Wedding music.
Okay.
Wow, that was you knew immediately. Oh goodness. How can I choose, Brady? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, This Old House. That one's so fun.
That one's good
Okay.
too.
Gosh, the cathedrals have so many songs now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we recorded Land of Living. That has always been a favorite of mine.
Love that one.
Champion of Love. I mean, how can you talk about love?
Dig a little deeper.
That's great too.
There's a lot.
All of them.
Yeah.
The answer is all.
Speaking of Champion of Love.
Hey,
Speaking
Champion
of
of
the
Love
man.
himself.
Hey, Wendy.
He didn't tell y'all, hey, he told Wendy, hey. All right, we're going to pause there. That's a lot, and I think there's some more that's going to hit that Jason's going to have to go through, but we thank y'all for commenting. Keep them coming. Comment, ask your questions. We'll try to get them in, and if you haven't shared yet, please share us if you're watching on Facebook, and you could like that SBM Studios page and never miss an episode. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button, notification button, and we've got a big old library, 23 other episodes sitting out there that you could go back and watch. So just join us. All right. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Come on.
Sure.
Do it.
I was making sure with my other bosses around the table that was okay.
Oh, you're asking us. Okay.
Yeah, I was asking for your permission since you already corrected my order.
The absolute no.
So let me see. I've got two in mind. Let's go this. All right. So if you could sit down, and I mean, I know y'all get the opportunity to do this with all your travels, but if there was one person, past or present, that you could sit across from the table and have a conversation with that's been in gospel music, who would it be?
Larry Goss. I've talked to Trey Ivy. Trey got to actually do that with him and sit down, and he said that he would take some of his arrangements to Larry and let Larry teach him and show him what's good, what's not. I'd love to sit down and talk to Larry and just pick his brain. How did you do what you did? How did you play that? What did you do? So
Bailey?
If you see Gerald ever comment Bailey, and he did earlier, that's an inside joke. He's on Kennedy. I would love to sit across from George Yantz. It's just, he's been a hero of mine, and Glenn Payne. I'll take either one or both at the same time. But yeah,
Okay.
I love both of them.
I had one in mind, and I just changed my mind. And I have had the opportunity to talk to this person before, but Geraldine, I would love to have another conversation with Geraldine. She was just an encourager. Yeah, and Ricky. She was an encourager. She spoke life into you.
Nobody was like her.
Yeah, and I mean, just full of stories, full of life. So I feel like we kind of got more acquainted with her later in our ministry, and right before she passed away. And so I wish I would have had more time to just sit and listen to Geraldine. But
yeah, she was precious.
Fantastic. Well, let's go another round. Avery, you ready for another?
Okay. I am. So a second question that I did not get to ask you guys was, what kind of, like, I guess you could say normal job would you guys have if you didn't sing full time?
We would be I always said that I wanted to be a cosmetologist. I wanted to do hair. And I really considered like doing that, like a side classes or whatever, college classes, side classes. But yeah, I mean, I really don't have the time to invest into that right now. I'm just with the travel schedule it's pretty crazy. It's been the busiest year probably we've had. But if I didn't do this, I would probably go into something like that, or maybe photography. I like photography.
I could see that.
Yes.
I would probably, I mean, my life revolves around music, so I would probably try to do music at a church, something like that.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah, that's real shattering up there.
Yeah. Me and Bailey were talking about this the other day. I've always said that like it would be cool to be a police officer. I don't know about that anymore, but I mean, I've always thought that would be a cool job.
I would do it.
Yeah.
That would be neat. Who was it? Well, my brain just blanked. He sang with the Perrys and with Legacy 5. Brian Walker. He's
Brian
police
Walker.
officer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I'm
So
gonna
right.
do. So I'm gonna do a question from our Instagram. The question was, what is your favorite classic Mylon Hayes family song?
Ooh.
Whoa.
Wait, classic. What
see.
is that?
What?
I reckon they were thinking about the classic Hayes family.
No, they had both the Hayes family, which I asked last time, and then they had
Okay.
older Mylon Hayes
Interesting.
family song.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So what's our favorite song of old?
I guess from like 2020 on.
Our very first album we recorded, Bigger Than Any Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
That was our very first radio single. It was 8-year-old Kennedy on that album. I mean, baby Kennedy. But that one has always been such a favorite of mine. It's just like jam. I love it.
Like my favorite.
There it is. No, take that off. Take that off.
Show that.
That picture was taken on the front porch of a funeral home in town.
Probably my
Is
favorite
Chris on
old-
here? Chris.
He
That's
was
his
on our
funeral.
live earlier.
Yeah, he was.
He used to own it. But probably my favorite old Mylon Hayes family song. And funny thing, we still sing it, is "Oh What a Morning." It was on our second album.
That's a good one.
Song.
Yeah.
We still sing it almost every night.
Yeah.
Funny
great.
story about that album. We almost recorded the song "Show a Little Bit of Love and Kindness," and at the last second
recording it.
we decided we would not do that one and do a different song. And that quartet convention that same year, Collinsworth family released their album with "Show a Little Bit of Love and Kindness," and it turned
Oh man.
a
Like,
hit.
well,
So we were glad we didn't cut it because nobody would have known that we had ever sung the song.
Probably one of my favorites was we did it's an old hymn called "Stepping in the Light." That one, it was fun to sing. That was off of our third album, a Hymns and Classics album.
Yep.
man, how many albums do we have now? That seems
Like
like forever ago.
7 or 8.
Eight, something like
It's
that.
crazy.
Wow.
We're getting old.
I actually a few months ago completed. I had a couple of older ones I needed for my collection, but I came across this, and I don't know if y'all run across. I don't know if y'all eBay or not much when you're looking at stuff, or if you ever look your stuff up. But this, I don't know if y'all can see this. This,
album.
That's the one.
yeah, it's on sale now. You can get this on eBay for $249.89.
I would
Well,
never pay that for that.
If you come to our next concert, we can give you one for 15.
No, actually,
I have one back there. I'll give you for 5. No,
There you
I was
go.
gonna say actually, I think that album is discontinued.
We see how highly Riley thinks of us.
Gosh.
wow,
Yeah, right. Golly.
You did that dog.
$5, man. Dang.
It's like,
yeah.
please take it.
Well, at least y'all haven't. You know, some groups go and they see their CDs like in the dollar bin. You know, at the y'all don't see that, so that's good stuff. All right, Evan, you gonna let Aaron go this time?
Aaron, please take your question now.
And what if I say no? And just saying, I was shaking my head earlier when you're talking about your mom singing Karen Carpenter stuff, because number one, I love Karen Carpenter. But number two, the Appomattox date for the Christmas tour is like 30 minutes from me, and I'm going to be on the road in Pennsylvania that day.
Sad.
Just tell them cancel the day, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm tempted. So I don't remember what the answers were for this question last time. And so I'll ask it because it may have changed since then. But if you were to bring back something from the Hayes family catalog, not the Mylon Hayes family, but the Hayes family catalog, to either re-record, rearrange, or just stage it again as is, what would that song be and why?
Keeper of the Well.
Okay.
That is my favorite. I think we might have talked about that last time.
It was not an original.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But
It wasn't.
they still did it.
That
Really
they did
good.
it very often, but I would put in my request every once in a while, and Dad would do it just for me. I don't really have a reason other than it was just such a fun song.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Probably Payday Someday for me. That one was their staple back in the day.
Yeah.
That we've always said that we've tried to narrow it down. Like, if we ever do a tribute album, what songs will we pick? And man, the list was like really long, but Payday Someday was at the top of the list. Like,
there was one song they did called Do You Know Him? And it was written by Robert Griffith. And that was a really good song, an interesting thought. The hook line was, "You know so much about him, but do you know him?" It was a good song. Yeah.
Really. There you go.
And funny thing about those songs, so many that you just mentioned, the way that I got introduced as a kid to the classic Hayes family music is a local group with close to me, the Fields family, Wayman Fields and Tim.
yeah.
All that. They always covered all the Hayes family songs. So that's where I heard like, "Do You Know Him?" And yeah, that was awesome.
That's great.
Sure did. Evan, take it away, brother.
All right. So last time y'all were on here, I asked the favorite road trip snack question, which y'all were like some of the first that I asked that.
We got bombarded with those snacks after we told y'all.
Right? See, now you see the coming into fruition. So actually, y'all's snack, or I think it was it Bailey? Who likes peanut M&Ms? Is it Connor or Bailey? Likes
It's Connor. Yeah.
Okay. So we did a poll, and we did up to like episode 20 of like the favorite snacks. Yours won first place. It like,
let's go
favorite. So we did a review of those. You can go and watch it. But I'm gonna change the question up since I've already asked you. What is your favorite place to eat as far as restaurants on the road? Fast food?
Thank you for asking. This is a good
We
question.
love this question.
When people don't ask us this question.
Okay, am I starting?
You start. Ladies first.
Okay. Fast food. I'm probably at Chick-fil-A every day of my life. That's just part of my personality now. But literally when I get in my car, y'all, and my phone hooks up to my Bluetooth, it suggests 9-minute drive to Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
I love that.
Problem at this point. But restaurant is Chewy's. Have you ever heard of Chewy's?
Yes.
Place. So that if I get to pick where we stop on the road,
Those
Chewy's.
are the two places.
All right. So for me, fast food, there's always the argument of In-N-Out or Whataburger. And no hate because
Did you just say that's not a question?
That's not a question.
What is your? I need to know now.
I'm gonna let you answer first, and then I'm gonna say.
No,
All right.
scared.
Well,
You change everything.
You can't compare apples to oranges, and they're both good. So I think that whenever we hit an In-N-Out, oh my gosh, like if there's an In-N-Out within 30 minutes, we're stopping, and that's my fast food go-to on the road. And then Whataburger's the same way. Like we hit Whataburger in
we just got it the other night.
Yeah, wherever
Tennessee.
we were, somewhere in Tennessee. We got it the other night. And so then if we're going restaurants, like a sit-down restaurant, I love P.F. Chang's just because I like Chinese.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever talked this much in an interview before.
No,
We're talking about
favorite
food.
part.
Winning.
P.F. Chang's is on top.
Oh,
P.F. Chang's is so good.
So fast food, I like In-N-Out, Whataburger, but Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
We've just gotten onto that.
Oh,
I've never had it.
Oh, my
Brady Jones
gosh.
introduced me to Raising Cane's, and it is
Change your life.
spectacular.
It's life changing. It's good. So we like Raising Cane's. We stop there
Every
a lot
time there's
now. As far as
Panda.
restaurant, Panda, yeah, we like that. As far as restaurant, I mean, we are huge Tex-Mex fans. So Chewy's, we stopped one time with the hymn sing in Texas at El Phoenix, and that was like awesome. So Anything
Those
Tex-Mex.
real
we're in.
Tex-Mex, yeah.
Yeah, if we're in Texas, we are stopping at some Tex-Mex.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Oh yeah.
Making me hungry.
Good
yeah.
choices. I
Move
don't
on.
feel like an In-N-Out or Whataburger person. Y'all can decide that for yourselves.
I'm
I'll
I'm
say this.
Whataburger vibes for some reason.
I love Whataburger. Like my
Yes.
number one is Cookout, but Whataburger is like hugging Cookout. It's that. Oh, it is. It's. I actually had an argument with someone today about a Whataburger. So
Here we go.
This is a hot take, Evan.
We're
but
getting a
we'll forgive
Whataburger
you.
in Hickory.
Yeah,
So.
we are.
I
Did you
keep
say
spicy
Cookout?
yeah.
I
See,
love
Cookout's number
I
one.
love Cookout, but it
We
must
have
be.
one.
Only late at night.
We have
like,
Cookout 5 minutes from the house, and if it's like 11 o'clock and
Oh,
you barely get
Cookout
hungry, that's
is a
where
go-to.
we
Late night cookout is where it's at.
That's
Oh,
true.
Yeah. And I have to say this because I guess it's because we live in North Carolina and they're everywhere. Whenever we go to other states, people are like, "Do you eat at Cookout like every meal?" We're like, "No, it's Cookout. It's like the junk food when you want junk food."
I want to thank Trevor Conkle in this moment. I don't know if he's going to watch it. He was the one who introduced me to Cookout. So a lot of these restaurants I love were introduced by Southern Gospel people to me, and like those are always like the big ones because y'all know how to eat Southern Gospel.
Yeah,
We
That's
know
true.
how.
What that says about gospel music artists that we're introducing food places to people.
It's all like the same vein of food. We all
Well, we've made another round. Let's change things up a little bit. I'll tell you what. First, you got some more comments loaded there, producer Jason. How about let's go that route first, real quick. Probably not as many. Hey, Haley Hollis from your neck of the woods. Thank you for joining us. Peggy Matthews, Clinton, Mississippi.
We're coming to Mississippi next week.
Yep. This
Fantastic. And Andrew Potts, one of our individual sponsors. Thanks, bud, for joining us. Deborah Morgan from Morganton. The Morganton Morgans. Boy, that's tough to say.
Wow.
John Sanderland from Alaska. Thank you for joining us again. Autumn Hodnett. Hiya. Good to see you. And Miss Elaine from Warner Robins, Georgia. Samantha Lewis from Kansas. We are seriously hitting the states tonight. This is cool.
I ever drove a bus in.
Elena back. And how about Drake and Sheila Miles from Hamptonville, North Carolina? Checking in.
Repping.
Neil Champion, hello from Alabaster, Alabama. That's cousin Neil. Had y'all in Fayette that time.
Yeah, they did.
Me and Chris. Pat Barker, I don't mind you in my living room as long as you clean up. Which one? Who's not cleaned up?
It's Evan.
Yeah, Evan came straight from band camp. So, yes, we do all need to come to a family and friends Christmas tour day. We're gonna do it
They're going to
again.
be road trip snacks.
Always.
Oh, yeah.
I'm coming.
Well, Brad, glad you're enjoying the discussion. Thank you for joining us from Vernon, Alabama. Adam Beck says, hello, friends. And Brett Olson just subscribed. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube. We'd love to get those numbers up. And Shane Sparks is there on YouTube instead of Facebook. Thanks for boosting our numbers. We appreciate that. We need all the help we can get. Mark Loden says, hello, guys. That's it? All right. So let's change things up just a smidge, and we're not going to be too bad intrusive on your time, but let's go ahead and hit. We really have some things that you guys need to, we want to give you some time to promote. Y'all have got a lot going on, a lot of exciting things. One is right, or I'm talking about right around the corner, just a few weeks away, a couple of weeks away. So why don't y'all start with that and share with the crowd about Celebration in the Foothills?
Absolutely.
Hey, just as a little side note, we do have a exclusive thing we're gonna show y'all for the very first time.
Yes.
Tonight. Just a little side note.
We're going to stop with surprises on this podcast, man.
Coming at Celebration in the Foothills. So, Celebration in the Foothills, we started that concert annual event 4 years ago for our 10th anniversary of singing gospel music. And so we have been blessed to host all of our friends and our closest friends to Celebration in the Foothills each year. And so this year, it's a Thursday and Friday night. And so we do that because a lot of people they don't like the Saturday thing where they have to choose come to the event or go to church on Sunday morning. So we thought, well, we'll fix that for you.
Take the question out.
Don't have an excuse now. So Thursday and Friday night, August the 15th and the 16th. Thursday night is Jim and Melissa Brady and tribute quartet, Mylon Hayes family. And so that we had tribute for the first time last year.
Yep.
Jim and Melissa have been with us every year. So they're always so awesome.
Tribute has become a favorite.
Oh, yeah. And then on Friday night, it is Mylon Hayes family, Mark Trammell Quartet, the Wisnets, and Greater Vision. And so all of those are staples of Celebration in the Foothills. And it's going to be great. And then a special matinee that we added. There it is, the ticket link. Get your tickets. So a special matinee that we've added for Friday morning. We did a matinee 2 years ago and had the Wisnets and a speaker come in for that. And that speaker was C.T. Townsend. This year, we have invited Dr. Anthony George, who is the senior pastor of First Baptist Church of Atlanta.
You're so excited.
He is the successor of Dr. Charles Stanley. I'm sure many of you remember Dr. Stanley. And so we've gotten to know Dr. George in the last couple of years. Yep. And he was a big Hayes family fan back in the day. And so a neat connection that we had with him.
We kind of added that last minute. We were like, who would we want to have? And he came to mind. And we were like,
all thought
there's
never
no way.
say yes.
There's no way he's going to agree to this. He's so busy. And we just asked, and he graciously accepted. And so we were so excited about that.
So the Friday morning is just going to be Mylon Hayes family and Dr. Anthony George. And so that is absolutely free, the morning session. Yep. And so if you get tickets to night concerts, join us on the morning session on Friday, August the 16th. Enjoy Dr. Anthony George.
And also the hotels, I'll say this just because it ends today. Like tonight. So if you do, so like make up your mind. You should have made up your mind already, but if you haven't, make it up at midnight because we have a hotel. There are some hotel accommodations for people that are driving in, and they are running a killer deal. They've held the same price for us for 4 years. And so it's $129 and it's usually like $180, $190. So they gave us a great deal. So we like to support them for supporting us local. So.
Yeah. And we realized today that that's only 2 weeks, a little like 2.5 weeks away. So you get your tickets.
Yes. Please get your tickets. Come join us. We've got a lot of different states represented at Celebration. So it's always a great time. Yes. Riley, I know you've been. It's super fun.
It's awesome. It is.
All right. And so these may or may not be at Celebration.
We
got
some
merch.
There it is.
Come and see, go and tell. I love it.
Our latest radio single is "Come and See," and we always do Comfort Colors T-shirts, and we really love them.
And so, these were designed by our very own Connor Hayes.
Connor Hayes.
Yes.
Let's go.
So there's
It'd be a shame if they're not there.
That's right. There's more merch coming.
That we aren't going to show you, but that's a little
sneak peek.
So,
well, thank you for that exclusive. Those shirts look great. And real quick, we'll pop just so folks can see. We have the flyer, the announcement for Celebration in the Foothills, August 15th through 16th, Open Door Baptist Church in Hickory, North Carolina.
Yes.
And that link is actually, Aaron posted the link for tickets in the comments. So if you'll go to the comments of this, you can click on the link and go buy your tickets. But this will be a fantastic event. I know y'all are excited about it.
We are
so excited.
Just a little bit.
Oh yeah,
just a little bit. And then you'll blink twice, and we'll have the National Quartet Convention, and that's always a fun time. And then you're gonna blink twice again, and there's this other little tour that the dates were just announced just a couple of days ago that y'all might want to talk about.
We might be excited for this tour. I don't know.
Yes, we're doing the Family and Friends Christmas Tour starting at the end of November into the first part of December.
The Mylon Hayes
It's the Mylon
family.
Hayes family and Greater Vision.
it.
Oh, check it
There
out.
it is.
Confetti. Yes, so they will be singing songs from their Christmas in London album, and we will be debuting our brand new Christmas album.
And
So
who knows what Gerald's going to put together for a fun program where you will more than likely laugh, and it's going to be just great, great
Maybe
Christmas
cry a little
music.
bit.
Maybe cry a little bit in a good way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the dates.
Yeah, there's the dates.
Leesburg, Lakeland, Florida, Anderson, South Carolina, Appomattox, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Knoxville, Tennessee,
Woo-hoo!
and Durham. So gonna be super fun. We are so excited. Get your tickets. We found out that the tickets for Appomattox, Virginia go on sale August the 1st,
which is Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Thursday.
Thursday.
Like Bailey said, it's on Thursday. So tickets for that will be on the Follow the Family and Friends Christmas Facebook page, Instagram, and when those ticket links become available to us, we'll pass them along to you. So it's going to be super fun.
So
Like, we can't
That'd
wait.
be good.
Yeah, I would totally skip straight to November right now.
I'm pretty sure it's all we can think about right now.
it is. Yeah.
I bet. It just doesn't get any better than Christmas music, period. And then when you have the Mylon Hayes family and Greater Vision together, it just doesn't get any better than that. And the website's there across the bottom of the screen, familyandfriendschristmas.com. And then, like they said, the Instagram and the Facebook page is probably the best place to stay up to date with instant information and be watching for when those tickets come on sale. And I am super excited about that Christmas project. That's
Man, we are too.
We have been pouring so much time and effort into this album, maybe more than we ever have to an album. So
I'm not sure it's a maybe. So
Maybe
most albums we probably only do, I don't know, 4 vocal days where we are singing the material in the studio. This one, we've been in there 10 days. And so it is just a lot of work.
I think Riley commented on something that I posted one time and was like, pretty sure you guys live in that studio now.
Yeah,
I was like,
we do.
yeah.
We do. But so we're so excited about that. It's slated to be released in October. So
Ooh, that's the first time we've said that.
It is.
I would like to point out on this tour, and I'm helping out. This is my advertising mind going crazy here.
Oh.
You get to see Christmas in London, this album that they're talking about, as well as Wendy Hayes singing Karen Carpenter songs. Why wouldn't you go?
I know it.
Come on.
And
Like,
there's
this is going to be great.
many surprises.
There are. Yep.
yes, we've
gotta-
got some things up our sleeve on this album that we haven't said, haven't told, and can't tell until it comes out. But yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Uh,
And what that tells me when you talk about the time that's put into that just tells me attention to detail and excellence in production. So we cannot wait to hear the finished project. So yeah, lots of exciting things coming down the pike from the Mylon Hayes family. And then as always, to keep up with the tour and to keep up with the family, you can go to the website, themylonhayesfamily.com. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, all the social media sites. Bands in Town is a fantastic
please go
app.
follow there. Yes.
Yeah, so keep up with them. I always encourage our watchers and listeners, we thank you for supporting us by your presence. Would you support the Mylon Hayes family with your presence on their website and in their store? We would love for you to go and buy their merch.
Go buy
and
everything.
use it, buy everything. Sell them out tonight.
Don't buy it from Riley. He'll sell it for
Yeah.
me.
Discount rate.
Riley's the guy in the alley with the trench coat that opens it up and has all the, he's got like all the gospel CDs and the
Never
movie
get that
cars.
out of my mind now.
Bootlegs. No.
Bootlegs. Yeah, don't buy from Riley.
LMCD.
That's his new nickname, Bootleg Riley.
Bootleg Riley.
Riley.
And also at the website, we'll have their booking information and contact information. And I know the Mylon Hayes family would love to come to you to sing at your church or at your venue. Just contact and see if you can work that out. But please support them because they are being gracious to us with their time. And hey, yeah, Gerald, that was a shameless plug for Wendy Hayes family and friends. Just put her picture up front and then everybody else down.
It is. I mean, it is the Wendy Hayes family. Who are we kidding?
Just don't leave her at another church.
Right.
Oh.
Can y'all please explain what happened there?
No,
There's
we
not a
can't.
good
So here's
I haven't heard this.
where it goes, and it's not a good explanation. So we were doing a 4th of July outdoor concert in Cleveland, Ohio. It was very cold that day. It was
Yeah,
like in the
first of all,
50s
yeah,
on July
It was
4th.
freezing cold.
cloudy.
I wish.
Yeah,
It was cold.
we did too. Weird. So we did it, and it went great. Fun concert. Had a great time. And then they did a fireworks show afterwards. And so while the fireworks were going on, we were tearing down the sound equipment, and we were loading up the bus. Dad brought the bus over. Well, what he didn't realize is that Mom took the dog out right before he moved the bus. So he moves the bus over to the stage from the far end of the parking lot. And Mom is walking the dog in front of the church building. And so nobody could see her. And so then as she starts to walk back around the church where the bus was, we finished loading up.
Emphasis on was.
And we took off the opposite direction. So we're going around the building like that. So she doesn't see the bus leaving, and
No,
we
she
don't
watched
see
the
her.
bus pull out of the parking lot. She said she
And
was
so
running after the bus.
In high heels. And she didn't let the dog run. She was carrying the dog, saying, "Help,
Yeah.
and
Poor
so
Randy.
So,
she did all that, and
And she
didn't
didn't have her phone.
oh, no.
had to call my dad's cell phone number.
And he didn't answer.
He didn't answer. And so then my mom couldn't think of any of the rest of our numbers. So she ended up calling her cell phone from this man's phone. And we were probably like 4 or 5 minutes
yeah,
down
it
the
sounds
road.
so. I mean, it's terrible that we left her, but it
people
sounds
thought
so
that
much
we were
worse.
like an hour down the road. We were
Yeah.
like less than 5 minutes
No,
down the
we-
road.
But when
Yeah.
we were
Mhm.
turning around, I said, "Why are we turning around?" And Claire said, "We left Mom."
So there's a huge question to be asked.
Okay.
So was there security video footage from the church?
Oh,
If there
I'm
is-
sure.
We need to ask.
If there is, I'm gonna find it.
Yes. You need to contact the venue and see if there's security footage.
The video of us pulling back into the parking lot and Mom sitting on the car
Yeah.
waiting.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's great.
Like, what the heck? Why did you guys leave me?
no.
That's great.
She'll never
Um,
get
I said we could have written a country song out of that and said I tried. To leave my, Dad could have written and said I tried to leave my wife in Cleveland, but then I realized she had my dog. Oh man,
Just give it to Rodney and see if he can write one out of that.
Yeah.
I'm sure he could.
something with it.
That song is going to be just one surprise on the Family and Friends Christmas tour.
All right, so
Now,
guys,
here I left my dog. Why? Or my dog. You know, it's been a long day.
We got you.
Oh, I'm bad with
Um,
words.
So how are we okay with time a little bit more, or we need to? Okay, all right. So let's continue to change. Okay. So one thing, and I don't think we did this with you guys because of time, but somebody started this, and I can't remember who and when, but
It was Trevor Conklin.
it was Trevor.
On
Okay,
the
Trevor
first
Conklin.
ever episode, unprompted.
Mhm.
Yeah, unprompted, he turned the tables on us and started asking us questions, and it kind of went over kind of well. So we offered the guest artists a time to maybe come up with a question for, you can ask us all the same question, or if you want to pick out an individual, put us on the spot, but just let the tables turn a little bit and
Oh, how the turntables.
how the turntables. Yeah, ask us a question.
While
Thanks for
y'all
the
are
heads up.
while
guys.
y'all are thinking, I've got one. Riley, how tall are you?
I'm a little over 6'5".
Wow.
I
feel
want to
so-
be tall when I grow up, personally, but
Well,
it's
maybe
it's an aspiration.
And as a
can't-
follow up, Scott, how short are you?
Thank God it wasn't me.
Wait, listen. No. Okay, I am a full stretching, strapping 5'8", but look, the other day I posted a picture of Janice and I with Garrett, and Janice is like 5'6", I'm 5'8", Garrett's 6'3",
Yep.
and this sweet older lady that follows
I saw
us,
that
and
comment.
Why do I feel
Boy,
like
you sure are short. I'm just like, well, bless your heart. Thank you, darling. Thank you for the words. But wait, now you zapped me with that, so that's like twice you boys have zapped me. Because y'all zapped me hard at NQC.
I will
Hit him
never
good.
live down what I said at NQC.
Do what?
I said I will never live down what I said to you at NQC because I know
Yeah.
you won't let me live it down.
It cut me deep, man. Boy told me to lose his number. That
Call us,
never.
we'll call you.
Don't call us.
Picked him up somewhere on the side of the road. In
All
Cleveland.
right.
Do you have a question?
I do. What's your current favorite Southern gospel song?
Oh.
Do you want my media response or my legit response?
I mean, give us both. Why not?
My media response, Jesus Loves You by the Mylon Hayes family. It's an awesome song. Go stream it on any of your platforms. I for real do love that song. But right now, this is an old song, but it's from the Imperial Cell-On and it's Watergrave. And I want someone to pick Watergrave up. Go listen to it. It's a very weird song, but I want someone to go pick it up.
Promise recorded that years ago.
Who did?
Promise Land.
No way y'all did.
Well, I mean, we took the Imperials track that because the Young Imperials re-recorded it in 2010, so we borrowed their track. But yeah, we recorded that before I got here. But yeah,
very cool.
My media response is Watergrave by the Promised Land Quartet.
There you go.
Mine is not new, but there's one that I just cannot get off a replay, and my little playlist is basically like a hymn sing tour. That's kind of what I have rolling. But For All He's Done is just something that I just can never quit having it one of the top tracks on my list. That's just a incredible song, and you can just get lost in worship with it.
Yep. So good.
Okay, my question is for Avery.
Okay.
And this is not like nothing that you say is like a diss on anybody else, but like in your personal opinion, who would be like your top 3 for best sense of style in gospel music?
Ooh.
Creative.
I will say you always I love seeing all your fits of the day. I'm like, I need to try an outfit like that. Like that's really cute.
Oh.
Katie Irwin, from the first time I saw her, the way she just dressed and styled herself, I was like, she's epic. I love that. Oh, and then a third one. I'm trying to run through my head of people that always I'm like, they look so nice every time I see them. I don't know. You and Katie are 2 of my tops. I know that.
Well, thank you. That so much.
You're welcome.
I feel like I've mentioned them already, but the Collingsworth family are just so
They do too. Yeah.
They always look so put together.
Mhm.
We are over here last minute. What color are you wearing tonight? What color are you wearing?
Yeah.
But I feel like
I thought of my third one.
Okay.
Melissa Kemper from the Chuck Wagon Gang. She just always looks so classy.
Yes, she does. And I love her short hair.
Yes. One of these days, I'm going to do that. It's not going to be right now, but one day I'm going to chop my hair off like that.
Aaron, I got a question for you, man. How long have you sang with the quartet?
As of this past Friday, I believe, or maybe Thursday, whenever July 25th was, it's been 9 years.
Yeah.
that was
Congratulations,
Thursday.
man.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
That's a big milestone.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, man. I mean, when I tried out, it was very much a desire versus talent imbalance. You know what I mean?
That wasn't the case. I'm sure
They were
talent.
patient and took a chance on me, and yeah, I can't believe it's been almost a decade.
That's
That's really great.
That's awesome.
I mean, been with our group our whole life, but 9 years is still pretty good. I'm just kidding. That's awesome.
Fun. All right. That's always a fun time had by most. Okay. So we got any more comments we need to throw up real quick? You kind of wrinkling your nose in there. Just okay. All right, let's do this. Let's go one more round with young host and see where we land on that. Avery, you got another one in your pocket?
I do. So Scott challenged us to come up with a new question on our last episode. And so I got to thinking that singers keep their vocal cords hydrated, right?
Yes.
And in my opinion, not all waters are created equal. So what is your favorite brand of water?
That
Aquafina
is a good question.
for
Yeah.
me.
We honestly, I'm a snob. I'm gonna go through what I don't like. I used to hate Deer Park, but Deer Park has
They've
come around.
changed.
They've
They're good.
changed. It's better. Nestle, no thank you on Nestle Pure Life. Pass. Dasani, I don't know what it is, but it tastes like plastic. I don't like it.
Yes.
Aquafina is always a go-to. I like Smart Water too, but
Yeah.
Aquafina is and
Or like just Sam's Club.
yeah,
or-
Sam's Club water.
Mhm.
Where you can get like the 20-ounce bottles.
Yes.
Yeah, those are good. I like that one.
I think we all
We're
have
all in the same
yeah.
boat.
Yeah.
We all like Aquafina, Sam's Club.
Hey,
Scott.
Riley.
You're good. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but before you jump in, I have a follow-up real quick that I don't think this back when I did the old podcast, I kind of asked artists this, but we haven't done this much. But you asked about the water and the hydration, and health is so critical, and vocal health is so critical. I mean, that's your livelihood. You've got to have your voice, So here's the deal: no matter how hard you try, no matter how safe you are, there's going to be that moment. There's going to be that time when cold season comes in, changing of climate, something hits you. So at that moment, at that time, you're on the bus, you start feeling it coming. What do you do? What is your go-to remedy, whether it's store-bought, homemade, whatever you do? What is your remedy to rescue vocals when you start getting sick?
Well, luckily, first of all, one blessing of being in a family group is you do kind of have the backup of a family member, stepping it up and singing when you can't do it. But
Now, the downside of being in a family group is that when one gets it, everyone will get it eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, throat coat, that's pretty
Yep.
that's
Throat
pretty
coat key.
known, but throat coat is a good one. Also, potato chips.
Yep.
Potato chips is very good for
Yep.
even not when you're sick, but just it's supposed to grease the vocal cords. and
Yep.
So that I sometimes will eat potato chips before I sing. I don't know.
If I start feeling it, then most of the time we call our family practice doctor, and he will call in a prescription for us. And most of the family, they can jump on like a Z-Pack or something like that, and it boosts them, prednisone or whatever, just to try to get ahead of it, boost it, and you're good. I'm allergic to a Z-Pack, so we had to find another way around it. So our doctor was like, well, we can guinea pig you and try out 4 or 5 different ones. I think we found one that works for me. I don't know. I don't remember the name of it, but usually we go to him, get that, a small dose of prednisone or something like that, and that will.
And just hope and pray.
Yeah.
My go-to, though,
that jumps us up real quick.
If I'm feeling it, NyQuil.
Yes.
I can do NyQuil, and I'll feel, unless it's bad. If I wake up after taking NyQuil one night and I still feel bad, then it's over after that.
Game over.
Yeah, you've tried and failed. But NyQuil
NyQuil's
usually
the first thing that we all do.
Yeah, that's my first line of defense.
Okay, that makes sense. I thought you meant you took NyQuil before you sang. I was like,
what was that song you almost died on, Aaron?
Funny story about NyQuil. Before we sang, that actually did happen one time. We were singing in Louisville, Kentucky, and we stopped at a restaurant that I hadn't thought about, Pizza King.
Oh,
Pizza King, great place to go.
I'm so hungry.
So
right now.
Pizza King, we were eating at Pizza King with a pastor and his wife and the promoter, and so we were in our Sprinter van before we got our bus, and I started feeling sick, and all we had was NyQuil, and I said, man, I'm starting to feel bad, Mom. Do you have anything? She was like, well, we got NyQuil. And I said, won't that make me sleepy? And she was like, no, it's just cold medicine. You'll be fine. So I took NyQuil right before we went in to eat Pizza King with this pastor and promoter. And when I say my head was nodding while they were talking, and Bailey, I looked at her and said, hit you so hard right now. I said, kick me, punch me. I don't care what you do. Just do it. Keep me awake. And for about an hour, he was just having to just pinch me and bear down to try and keep me up. Then we had a 10-minute drive from there to the church, and I fell asleep in the back of the van between there and the church.
So now we keep it locked up.
Yes, we do keep it locked up.
Wow.
Hey, Aaron, I just a thing for Aaron. It's a good thing they don't sing the song "Going Home with Jesus," huh?
Yeah, that is.
Now, easy now. They're wondering probably about that. You can share it. I did want to take this time to interject. You know, I like to do little fan etiquette things every now and then. So talking about the sick, to my lovely fans, when you go watch our artist and see them in person, if you're sick,
Don't go.
Don't
please do me a
Please
favor
don't
and don't try to give them any sugar or, you know, don't give them sugar anytime. That's not cool. Don't do that. But anyway, don't, you know, maybe the shaking the hands and, you know, the hugging and all that kind of stuff.
It wouldn't be the first time.
No, we had this little lady come up one night. She was like,
Aaron, make you up that bad, or did something else happen?
one little lady
It
came
was
up.
the sugar thing. That caught me off guard.
That's good, man. One night we had this little lady come up and she was like, "Well, I tested for the flu last night."
Why are you here?
And
After she hugged
every one of us, and
Oh,
I was like, "God love you."
Avery has an idea that I hope to see come fruition about this fan etiquette thing. We'll see what happens with that.
Okay.
But y'all, come on now, help them out. All right, where are we at? Aaron? No,
Me.
Riley. Go.
So
right.
somehow we always come back to food. So I work at Chick-fil-A. So my new question is, what is your Chick-fil-A order?
It just changed the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, are you
I'll tell one of y'all.
That's
Go
all.
ahead.
Go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah.
So normally I'm a grilled nuggets guy or regular nuggets, like flip between those two. But man, I got back on the number one with a sweet tea and a large fry. Oh, amen. The Lord is in
There it
it.
is. Amen.
I switch it up a lot, but my go-to right now is the grilled club with pepper jack.
the
And
pepper jack on their sandwiches is so good.
so
Mhm.
good. But I have to have extra of the honey roasted barbecue with that sandwich.
Yeah,
It's
plenty of
so
extra.
good.
She had me try that the other day because I'm always just your stereotypical sandwich or 12 count. But she had me try that the other day and I'm hooked. It's good.
It's very good.
It's real good.
And of course, sweet tea.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Always.
Good stuff.
I hope you never asked me that question, Riley.
Well, we did it in the forward group, and you're a heathen and you don't like chicken.
Nope, don't touch it.
Scott,
It depends on
This
the
is
day.
the part where we ask God to step out.
how can you be a Christian and not like chicken?
That's what I know, right? Thanks. Appreciate you.
So now she's got some.
Yeah, no.
It's
All
okay,
three of
Scott.
us.
We're taking no prisoners.
When you get to
Bless
heaven,
his
okay.
heart.
you were wrong. It's all right. Just to let you.
Aaron, bail us out, brother.
Well, so here's my question, and I'm interested to hear the answers here because of the answer y'all gave earlier about your favorite era of gospel music. Your answer fell different than most of our other guests. So, if you were to put together the ideal quartet, band optional, but if you want to include the band in there as well, then do that.
But we all
Yeah, all three of you individually, actually, because I mean, not all the siblings are going to agree all the time. So, ideal quartet plus band if you want to.
Okay.
well, tenor for me would be Chris Allman.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm starting.
Agreed.
Chris Allman on tenor. Bass. What is the dad's name from the Cragans?
Ray.
Ray. I don't know if y'all are familiar with
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
but
Yeah.
they are some of my favorites. So Ray on bass. Lead. This is a hard question, Aaron. Goodness, I don't know. Name some people for me. I can't think. Who would you put as lead?
Are you talking like modern? Are you saying modern or
I'm saying whenever you want, from whatever era, just put them together.
Glenn Payne,
Yeah, I mean, iconic.
baritone, Mark Trammell,
John Epley.
John Epley.
We'll put John Epley
There
there.
you go. There you go.
That Mark Trammell thing is mine. I brought
I
that.
had it ready though. Whenever I said baritone, I was ready for it.
Mine came in the mail today.
There's only one correct answer, and it's Aaron's Mark Trammell.
That's what I meant to say.
Mine would probably be, and some of this would just be to be different answers than her, just for diversity on it. But I would put Danny Funderburk on tenor.
Yes.
And
Love him.
Pat Barker on bass. And Mark at baritone. You can hold that magazine up again. And yeah, I mean, I might as well have picked the Cathedrals. But let's see. Lead singer Bill Shivers.
Oh man,
one of the
that's a
most
great answer.
underrated lead singers.
Yeah.
There we go.
You just don't get enough attention for him because
No, he does not.
Brian he sings so high you don't even realize how high Bill's singing. It's
And Brian is one of the, or not Brian, Bill. Brian is also sweet. Bill is one of the sweetest people at the table.
Yeah.
Like, I love talking. Everybody wants to talk to Brian, and there's like no line with Bill. And so a lot of times I find myself talking to Bill first. And he is always so precious.
Yes.
Yeah, Bill
he's a Braves
He's so
fan,
genuine.
he is a good man. A good
All
man.
right, Connor, you're up.
All right. Well, this is the only one I'm going to double, but Chris Allman on tenor, and then George Yantz on the bass, the best ever. Baritone, just to be different. In normal circumstances, I would say Mark, but baritone. I mean, I'm biased. I'll put my dad on baritone. He can hold
As you
it.
should.
Absolutely.
And then lead, man, I'll tell you this. He is, as far as I know, he's never sung in a quartet. But Grant Gibson is such a
Yes.
great
Thank
singer.
you.
And so for a lead singer, like, you need the dynamic powerhouse guy. And like at Quartet Convention, this past year, I left the laptop backstage. So I had to go back around the curtain, walk back through there. Who's on the piano?
We know.
Definitely Gerald.
In conclusion.
But I was walking around the back, and Karen was on stage, and Grant was singing I Know
That
Jesus Lives.
Yeah. Oh,
And
he knocks that out of the park.
I didn't even go get my laptop. I just stood there and listened because I was like, oh, dude, he amazes me.
Every time I see him, I walk up to him and I'm like, I say this to you every time, but you are one of the most incredible male vocalists in the industry.
Does not get the respect he deserves.
We proudly claim him as he's from the same county as us. So we proudly claim
That makes the county very famous. He's the man. I love it.
Well, and while we're giving shout out to underrated singers, Nick Trammell deserves a shout out.
Please.
Because he is one of the greatest singers in our industry, and he doesn't get the recognition he deserves. So.
Absolutely.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Yeah.
Nick Trammell.
I've been living on that mountain since the day I started listening to this music.
He's great.
So great.
Yeah, very consistent. All right, Evan, quickly, one more.
Okay, so I had actually 2 questions that people have asked me, so they're both quick. The first one is probably the one question y'all get the most, and it's from my friend Kyle Goodson. He's working out, so he texted me instead of putting in the comments. He said, what is the easiest way to tell Bailey and Connor apart when you see them in person?
Yes, please, because at Lawrenceburg, I was standing there and it was only one of you at the table. And I was like, I don't know which one. Like, I was going to say your name and I was like, I don't know which one it is.
You went into panic mode.
So the easiest way to tell us apart, and unfortunately, you have to take a hat off. My hair parts to my right, from my left to my right. Bailey's hair
Connor has an R in it. So
Yes.
Connor
Parts to the right.
is right.
Bailey parts to his left, and there's an L in Bailey's name. So Bailey left.
There we go.
Sticky part is it's to my right, not to your right, like as you're looking at it. It's opposite of what most people think.
Huh.
And so
To your right. So it would go this way.
I
Correct.
haven't.
exactly. So
And
I
that's
haven't.
the only way to tell that. We can't change
Yeah,
that.
the cowlick is very strong. It will
Yes.
never.
Now I'm trying to remember which way the hair was going when I saw it.
Yeah,
I want to say it was Bailey though.
it was me. But
Now we've just confused you even more.
I
So-
don't know.
And then my second
I
question.
know without all that.
I'm
yeah,
sorry I'm leaving you out of this one, Kennedy. Again, this was also asked for someone else. And you can answer this one too, just as personal preference. When you're doing your tie,
Okay.
dimple or no dimple?
dimple,
dimple.
definitely.
And it's got to be perfectly in the middle.
In the middle.
And it
No wrinkle, got to be straight.
Now Connor's the type guy that the dimple you can see where it stops.
Yes.
Like there's a definite
It's
stop
shallow.
point. It's a very small dent, very shallow. Mine, no,
Deep.
It has to be very deep, and it has to just fold back out as the tie goes down.
Yep.
I don't
Stephen
even.
Barrett's really proud of you guys.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
Just walks back to the back of the bus while I'm getting ready. And he goes, "Just put it in.
Put
the
a dent
tie."
in it.
All right, you got it.
Excellent. Yeah, talking about telling them apart, I've got my own method, and I don't want to share it, but I have my own method how I can. It's a never fail method. You can have hats on, doesn't matter, but there's a way that I can tell you guys apart. So
And especially now that we've had LASIK surgery.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of you used to wear glasses and the other didn't, and that's how I can tell you apart.
Yep, we both used to wear glasses, and we
At
would
different
always
times.
wear it at different times. We never wore it at the same time. And so I could hide. I've got a freckle on the side of my nose, and I could hide it with glasses. But now that I've had LASIK and can see without glasses, can't hide it anymore.
I hear you.
If y'all ever see
y'all,
me and you're
wait.
separated and I'm panicked, just feel like I'm so and so. I'm like,
Avery, just come to me and I'll tell you.
but see, you weren't out there, and like your mom was talking to somebody very intently, and I was like,
Oh no, so sorry. I'll save you next time.
You'll never offend us by asking who are you or get it in it wrong. You'll never offend
I
us.
will tell you, Susan Wisnett has known them their whole life, and she still calls them Connor Bailey.
Yep.
Yeah.
She still
So
does.
just put them both together.
Connor Bailey.
Well, y'all, I really, really always hate to be the one to start drawing the wagons together.
Did I do it again? I did
What'd
it
you
again. Didn't I?
What?
Did you ask your question, Aaron?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I thought I did it again, y'all.
No.
Oh,
You in the
Evan
chat.
did it again.
All right. But I don't want to take too much of your time. Y'all have been a blessing to us. And I tell you, if y'all have not met in person, these young folks, Kennedy and Bailey and Connor, they are as precious as they seem in the night. I tell you, and I always say that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. They've got a fantastic mama and daddy who have raised them right and raised them to be classy, raised them to be respectful. And I love watching these young folks, the way they pour time. You know, this whole Southern Gospel Forward thing, the whole purpose is to pour into young folks, young artists, young fans, bring community together. And I love watching them pour into other young people. I see it. I see it in the big venues, the small venues. I am thankful for who Kennedy, Connor, and Bailey Hayes are. And y'all mean the world to me. I mean it. And I'm not one of those fans that says that lightly. And I don't say anything that I don't mean, but I appreciate the way that y'all give me a hard time. That's okay too.
What are we here?
We like so.
Because I am the type that keep on. It'll come back to you. It'll come back to you.
Come back.
Absolutely. But thank y'all for sharing your time with us. You've been a blessing to us as always. I hope this has been fun for you. Y'all that are still with us or catching this even on the replay, please go visit their website. Please support the Mylon Hayes family. go to the celebration in the foothills. You still got time to pick up your tickets, watch for that family and friends Christmas tour. And if you've just never had the opportunity to see the Mylon Hayes family in person, make a point to go do so. You will be blessed. I don't guarantee much, but I will guarantee that. And thank you all so much for sharing your evening with us.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you. Thank
All
y'all
of
for
you.
having us.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Thank y'all.
And
Yes,
if y'all
thank
got
you.
just a second, we will bid our farewells when we get off of the air. But to y'all that's watching, if you're still with us, please remember to share. Please remember to like us, even if you don't like us, just go ahead and click the like button. I mean, what's it going to hurt? You got on your feed, you've got 3,004 people you've already liked. Just like us too, and if you don't mind. And subscribe to that YouTube channel. Please, y'all, remember those links. And we'll try to put that in the comments too, to go to Todd Nealon's website to support Autumn and Jamie and the family during this tough time. Remember the families, the Nealons, the Clarks, the Hodges, and the Haneys in your prayers. But thank y'all for sharing with us. Okay, for my crew, do we want to say the next one?
Not yet.
Okay, very good. Let's hold that in our bag. That's what I need. I always got to check because I don't want to speak out of turn.
Can we say it afterwards? Because my calendar, Avery
We can
has to
say
tell me
it afterwards.
Okay,
But
thank you.
I
Because
just
I don't
wanna
even think I
announce it
know as a host.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we'll hold that in
It
the
is the
bag.
season 1 finale, though.
It is the season 1 finale.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
I got you. I remember now. Cool.
The next one is
There we
our
go.
finale. We'll take a small amount of time off, and we've already got it worked out. We think we know that we have a really big home run for the season 2 opener over in maybe around the 1st of September. So y'all stay on the edge of your seats. Don't move. It's coming. We'll let you know. All right, so let's get out of here. Thank y'all. Thank my Hayes friends. Thank you for joining us. Thank Mom and Dad for sharing you with us. Can't wait to see y'all on the road. Appreciate y'all so much.
Thank you, Scott.
Appreciate you, man,
Appreciate
for
you.
having us, man.
And to our watchers, we love y'all with all of our hearts. Look forward to seeing you next time. But until next time, God bless you. We'll see you later.